Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kortewada. In this video, we will learn about validation properties of a form for each and every elements in Angular by using ng model. For better understanding about forms, please watch my previous videos and let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. So here I have created a form with two input elements. One is username and one is password. This has been created in my previous video. So let me remove whole form and let me create a form with an input element where the placeholder is username, and let me create one ng model. We can create ng model by using this syntax model, and let me give the ng model as one of the property which need to be defined in our ts file. So here in my ts file already I have login form object. Let me copy this form object dot, we have a property called as username. Let me copy this and paste here. So this is my username. Let me save this and go to the browser. Let me zoom it, and here we are typing something and we are able to check the form. If you see the inspect console here, if we found one error if ng model is used within a form tag. This is the error which we saw in our forms, like we have to use either a standalone property or name. For now I'm going with name property and I'm using username. Let me save this, go back, no errors found here, and let me zoom it, clear, and here I have the username. So now let's check about the ng model. Let me print some value of that ng model dot username. That means login form object should have a two-way data binding. That means whenever I type something in this input field, that has to be printed here in the browser. Let me go back, clear it off, and let me try to print something. Whatever I am typing here, it is printing here. Till here we are very good to go with the ng model. Now in some of the use cases it has to print the error messages. For example, if I consider this field as a required field, I want to show some error message. Let me write some error message. Let me create one div, and inside the div let me create a paragraph tag, and let me write this field is required. For now I didn't use any condition over this div. So if you go back, you can see this field is required. Even when I'm typing something, I'm able to see this field is required. That means there is no synchronization or there is no proper validation happening between our error message as well as the input field. For that sake, we will use some of the properties which are given by Angular by using ng model, and by using that form element properties we can write our conditions when to show the error message and when not to show the error message. For that sake, let's go and create one more property to our element, that is hash. We can give any name like username, and this should be acting as an ng model. So we are creating a variable and we are saying that it should be synced up with our ng model. So here this username will have the properties. What are the different properties we have whenever we are using this username? So for that sake, let me show you some of the properties. The first property is dirty. Let me print how it looks. Okay, so here username dot dirty. There is a property called as dirty. So whenever I change that input field, then our dirty property will become true. By default, it will be false. Let me go back and check that dirty is false. So for better understanding, what I'll do is I'll try to create a paragraph tag, and inside this paragraph tag, let me print this dirty. Save this. If you see here, the dirty value is false. But if I change something in this username, it will become true because there is a change happened for that particular input field. So I have changed something, the dirty value will become true. And there is some other value called as pristine. So this is something like pristine, and this is an opposite of your dirty. That means whenever we touch or change the value inside the input field, then the pristine value will become false. So let me save this, go back, and here you can see it is true and it is false when I change something here. So this is true and this is false. So these are quite opposite. Either you can use dirty or else pristine. And there is some other one called as a paragraph with touched. There is a property called as touched, and you can use this touched property over your input ng model field like username dot touched. So let me save this and go back. If you see here, I didn't touch the input field, so it became false. Let me touch this and now it is true. Once it is touched, then our touched property will become true. So that is how you can find touched or not. And there is some other property like a paragraph with valid. So this will give whether our field is valid or not. Username dot valid, so it is small letter. Let me save this and go back. If you see here, valid is false. Why? Because we are using a required property on this HTML input field. Whenever we are using a required, then that input field or the form is invalid, so that is why it is showing valid as false. Let me enter something here. After entering something in this field, the value of this valid property became true. Why? Because I have entered something and the field is required. So that is the case where you are seeing a valid property. And one more thing is invalid. It is an opposite to our valid property. So let me use invalid, and here username dot invalid. So whenever I use invalid property, that will be an opposite of your valid property. If you see here, invalid is true. Why? Because it is invalid for the first time, because there is a required validation. And let me enter something. Now the valid property is true and invalid property is false. So that is how these are the different properties which we will be using for our validation purpose in Angular. And also let me show you some errors. So for example, whenever you have two different validations, then you have to identify which validations you require. To find that, there is some other property called as errors property over the username field. For example, errors, and if you go and write username dot errors, save this. Now it will be showing a null or an object of object. Why? Because it is the errors property is an object, so it is showing object. So to see this in a proper way, we can use a pipe called as JSON. Let me save this, and if you go back and if you see here, there is a required property true. Why? Because the field is having a required validation. That means all the different types of errors will be captured in your errors object. For example, let me enter something inside this field. If you see here, I have entered something which is not required now, because already I have entered and the required field is valid. Now my validation is true as well as errors is null. So this is how you can find your errors, and based on your errors we can find the proper output. If you go back and we can even write different type of validations over a single input. Let me give a pattern. This pattern input, I have already created this pattern which will take 5 to 10 characters with different values. Let me save this, and now you can see errors with pattern as well after entering some value inside the required field. Let me go back, and here first time you are seeing required, and let me write something like ABC at 1 2 3. So if you see here, I have entered a one special character, one number, and at least one alphabet along with 5 characters. So that is how you are seeing the validation. If you go back and remove the number, this is not having the number, and in the errors object you are seeing a pattern match error. So required pattern is this one, but actual value whatever we got is at the rate ABC. So let me enter 1. So now it has been reached 5 minimum characters with one alphabet, one special character, and a numeric value. That is the pattern which we have given in our pattern field or input field. So now we have two fields which need to be shown to the user. That means this field should have a valid entry. So there is something like this, where whenever there is an invalid pattern, I need to show this one. Whenever the user does not enter anything, then I have to show this field is required. For showing this, we will be writing some of the if conditions like star ng if. When this should become, whenever the user touches the field, that means username dot, it should be invalid, and also username dot touched, it should be touched, or it may be dirty also, because if it is touched also we have to validate, as well as whenever it is dirty also we have to validate. So I'm validating in the two cases, one is touched and one is dirty. Let me save this. Whenever it is invalid and it is touched or dirty, I have to show these fields. So let me go back, and now if you see here, we didn't touch the username and there is a valid data because the required field is not yet touched. Let me touch this and come out. This field is required, as well as this field should have a valid entry. But as per our understanding, this field should be required is the valid message which need to be shown, because the field has not been entered anything. So in this case, what I can do is I can write two more if conditions. Star ng if my username is having errors object, as well as it is having a required property, then I have to show this. Else I can show the pattern whenever the errors is having a pattern field or pattern property. Let me save this and go back. Now the required in the errors we have required. So let me go here and type something. Now the pattern is wrong, so we are showing this field should have a valid entry. So let me remove this, and if you see here, we are seeing this field is required. That means we are seeing a valid messages based on our entries whatever we are giving. For example, abc at the rate, even now I am saying this field should have a valid entry, whereas if I enter 1, so this is a valid part where there is no errors, and the invalid property is also false, so it will not go inside the error messages. This is how you can validate n number of properties on the elements. In the next video, we'll try to see what are the different forms, how to create a different forms with the proper validations for username and the password, and based on that how we can disable and enable our buttons. We'll be seeing in the next upcoming video. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.